Jesus, it never sounded like that. I could sing it better than that.
But you know, I think it's important. Like, I mean, I don't understand why people just want to leave an act when you've spent like so many years getting it successful, and then just turn around and say, "Oh, well, I'm done."
Do you know what I think? It's when you forget how fantastic you thought the opportunity was in the beginning.
That's exactly it.
I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
When you forget how desperate for success you were, how much longing you had for the thing to work. When you forget that.
But then you see a lot of people who say, well, I wasn't really that desperate, it just kind of happened.
Or when you get above yourself and you begin to think, actually, I'm carrying them. So
Well, yeah,
I'm going to
that
start
as well.
off by myself here.
Well, there's none of that in this group.
No.
I'm carrying the last
All too
3
heavy.
boys.
Kane's been carrying us for years, man.
Yvonne, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, how are you?
Not too bad, how are you?
Okay, we've got everybody here, including Mark, who's just arrived, and we're very pleased about that he's arrived safely. What's your question?
I was just wondering, if you guys had never discovered your singing talents, where do you think you'd be today?
You start with Mark.
I've actually no idea. I know that without singing and all that, I kind of aspired to try and go to college and everything. But to be honest with you,
A French teacher.
a French teacher.
I thought you'd be an artist.
Well, basically what happened at the end of school was that the band sort of took over to the point that I probably didn't do as well as I could have done. So who knows how I would have done.
Yeah.
I probably didn't get enough points to do what I wanted to do. But then again, my mind was kind of on doing record company showcases.
That's my
and stuff
excuse
like
as well.
that.
Even though I'd done the leaving about 2 years before that. That's
No,
what happened to me.
actually,
I knew it was going to happen.
I was in Dublin. Was it the day before? Yeah, the day before my first English Leaving Cert exam, doing auditions for record companies. And I should have been probably, focusing on the task ahead or whatever. But I don't mind, to be honest with you. I remember at the time even thinking, whatever, I don't care. I'll just repeat it next year or something if it doesn't work out.
You'd have been a designer or something, I think.
Maybe I would have ended. Back then, I didn't even realise that you could kind of put your creativity into a career. I kind of was like, you have to be a teacher or a doctor. You know what I mean? I didn't kind of ever.
Our guidance counsellor was fantastic, wasn't he?
Well, I think probably actually guidance counsellors do tend to steer people away from the
You
kind
mean
of
career guidance?
careers where there's a 5% success rate or something, But that's probably the right thing to do.
The guy I was dealing with, and I seen it because somebody showed it to me in the file, will not succeed. You tick.
King got that as well, didn't you?
I got that, yeah.
One of our teachers says that you need to give up that singing thing. It's never going to work.
Well, what would you have done, Keane, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't even do the Leaving Cert in the end because even though I was in Mark's class, I was like, forget about that. If we're doing auditions for record labels, I'm not doing no
I
Leaving
don't go
Cert.
back for the English exam.
But it was, I think I would have loved to have gone somewhere in the music industry or somewhere in the entertainment industry, but I probably wouldn't end up working in a clothes shop, to be honest. Good old Eamon Cunningham in Sligo, EJ's Menswear, I probably would have been running that with him. Or trying to.
That's twice you plugged him now in the last week.
Well, that's because I've been asked the same question twice, Nicky, and I think it's important.
That's where you were. That's where you were working. I worked there too.
Yeah.
I
So
worked
you'd
everybody
have been working there with him, would you?
I would have been working there with him.
So
yeah.
these two bozos would have been in the clothes shop. Where would you?
And they really would have needed career guidance counselling then.
Actually, Nicky worked in a clothes shop as well.
I worked in Alias Tom Menswear. And
Yeah, Tom's
Yeah.
still in business.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Good shop, actually.
Yeah, it'd be a bit more expensive than the other
Yeah, it
place.
wouldn't be EJ's now.
How do you know?
I do know. I do know.
Jerry, I would have been a guard.
You would have been a guard.
Yeah.
Would
I
you?
did the aptitude test for the guards.
He would have been a cool
I
guard.
got the aptitude test. And you're looking at me all surprised.
I am, yeah.
Yeah,
You could
no,
have been stopping me.
He's
from going to the bus
obsessed with
lanes.
blue lights and the whole whoa, whoa, whoa.
when we get a guard escort, it's the best.
He gets into the front
You're
seat.
the Larry Mullen then of Westlife, are you?
He actually looks a bit like him.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of gives me that, not looking like him, but you give me that vibe, Larry Mullen. You were actually walking in front of me the other day going into the studio, and I was like, he's like Larry Mullen. I actually thought that.
Larry's the cool one, isn't he? So I'm happy with that.
Larry's cool.
Okay, here's a couple of written down questions. I'll do my best to read them. Can you give away any secrets about your upcoming tour? That's Kayleen in Tipperary. What kind of a show is it going to be?
It's going to be
Have
very.
you got the little models and on?
Yeah, we've got it all. It's going to be a very visual show. That's the best way. Without giving stuff away, we're very much.
Well,
into
we were
it.
hoping for visuals. Honestly, Shane, we really were.
Close your eyes.
And it's going to be a very musical show as well.
Is there a theme?
There is a theme throughout the whole show, but we're not going to give it away. There is an actual theme. For the first time, we have a theme throughout the show, and we're going to our music is going to be part of that theme throughout the show. basically.
but he's making that up now.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's basically our music. It's more like a
Big
I
sets.
think
Very
we
big
can
sets.
say there's one word that we can say that
What?
it's not going to give away. I mean, it's got an apocalyptic theme.
Apocalyptic thing.
Yeah.
Helicopters,
say that
guns,
twice.
Yeah, the end
claymores.
Destruction.
the end of
Destruction.
West, or the end of the world.
So we're talking about if we don't clean up the planet, it's going to
No.
go.
No,
No,
we're not going
Okay,
green.
fair
on it.
enough.
What about sun?
Do you know what? I watched the Jackson thing last.
This is it.
Now, first of all, I said, okay, we get the Blu-ray one with the surround sound and everything, and the daughters were mad for looking at it. God, it was amazing.
I
It was
know.
brilliant. He still had it.
It was unbelievable how
I
honest
was
honest he
shocked.
I know. Nobody I went into it very cynical, and we went to see the premiere in London.
I thought this is some smart arse who had his video camera and took a few.
Yeah.
and he was
amazing.
He still had the talent. He
Such
was
a
absolutely
perfectionist.
amazing.
Like I couldn't believe it how and when he was giving out to people.
When
know,
did you see the way he was talking about? He was. I can't remember. It was black or white, and the guy was getting the riff wrong.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
doing the bass
Yeah.
spot, bass spot,
Beatbox.
whatever.
And
you call it.
he was going, I know, I get. He goes, "We'll get there." He says, "Get
there.
there." He
God
said, "No, I'm
bless you.
getting there. I'm
God
getting there.
bless you.
We'll get there." And walked away. In other words, sort it out. Or you'll see you
bless
later.
you. God bless you.
I think it's weird though because
I love you.
it's a bit of a shame really because I think actually him passing away is the only way that people could have ever sort of talked about him in a positive light again. Because I mean,
People know him
literally
for his music now.
the
and
last
again.
10 years of his life was
that
done.
is the incredible conundrum about Michael Jackson now, is that I think there were a huge number of people who were conflicted because they loved the music, they loved his great artistry, his incredible, powerful performances, but they were worried about his private life. Was it true? Was it not true?
There was a big question mark hanging over him all the time.
So now, in death, of course, he has become exonerated to almost a presidential level, and it's now become a force of nature. Like I don't think there's too many people have a stomach for a negative debate about him now at all. It's quite interesting. Bernie, good morning.
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Very good. Did you hear that? Apocalyptic. That will be the theme.
Oh, I'm living for that. I am. I've been to every one of their gigs in Dublin, and I'd be an elder lemon now, of 4 girls, as you know. But
But are you organic?
organic, yeah.
Good.
But absolutely adore them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think he's a fantastic, a great attribute for the country, really. But I was listening to an interview you did on GMTV one morning, and we were at the front for one of your, I think it was just before Brian left, I think, and you were talking about, Fiona Phillips asked you where you, what kind of an audience did you get? And I think it was Mark said it was very mixed. We get elderly, we get middle class, we get middle of the road, a lot of youngsters and that. And I was wondering where you're talking about us because we were right in front of you. So we had a great bit of a laugh just that night.
We do.
I think to myself, they're talking about us, But
Probably
I
was.
really, really, really do. I adore you.
Thank you
thanks
very
very
much.
much.
Are you
I
coming
love
to
your
Croke
music,
Park?
I love your concerts, everything about you.
What's the question?
The question is, if and when your own children grow up, would you allow them down that road?
Yeah.